they try to do good within this context of answer. I mean, no one has a complete key and no one has completely solved it. I think we are still in a working mode for the timing in the industry to try to take this into account. Of course, we have a lot of now begin to have a lot of ways to begin to control the news where they're coming from. We have indeed some tools that allow us to try to make them trustworthy, etc. But at the end of the day, I think the more it goes, the more the consumers turns into producers of news from everywhere in the world, the more people are asking for instantaneity of any events, the more the challenge of controlling all of this will be big. Because now it's common sense that any consumer wants the news now, not in 1 minute, now, in his hand, in his phone, wherever he is, whoever he is, in which context he is. And I think that our industry, contrary to other industries, I was saying, that have already found the right model to, we are still in a working mode. And I think there are still a lot to do. So I will use a lot of humility here to say that we are in a good way. We understand, all of us now, what we need to do. We understand what is the demand. We understand where our professionalism stands for. But I think that we still don't have the golden key. And I really think that the more the time will go, the more the consumers will become producers, and the more what appears to us as a challenge now will be even bigger in the future. We have some teams who are here to debunk the news, so we try to use some cases where the teams are working on a case that and are making their work of journalists and investigation, and to show that the news is fake. And I think that what's important when we speak about fake news is not to say that the news is fake news, is to demonstrate it. Because in a world which is more and more dominated by social networks, what is the main output of all of this? The main output is that we are all creating bubble of opinions. We have different bubbles of opinion, and people now are more and more comfortable to belong in one bubble. And it's even beyond fake news. And sometimes it's hard to convince them, even for media, that the other bubble of opinion that they consider as not being theirs can be right and they can be wrong. So again, that's why I'm saying that we do a lot of things, we try to put a lot, but I think that we are not there yet. Private investments and news are by nature of a complete different DNA. But after a period of, let's say, bad experiences in some different medias, I think that's what counts at the end of the day is the trust in the brands by the consumers, correct? And I think that now people, in a general way, investors, media, try to, understand that you cannot play too much with this. And I think that we come in a much healthier situation now, where people who privately invest in news media know what they are doing, know where are the limits, and know they cannot cross these limits. Because they know that if they do so, at the end of the day, it's not a philosophical question, it's a business question. Because if they do it, what they will do? They will damage what is the number one flagship of the media, the brands. And if they damage the brand, they damage the business. I have an amazing example on my side where I had an incredible shareholder in Euronews, Najib Sawiris from Egypt, who everyone knows, who invested a lot of time, money, attention to our media without never interfering with the editorial line. And I'm super proud that I've been to find a new shareholder this summer, Alpac Capital, coming from Portugal, and Pedro, the CEO, who is exactly in the same mood, with a real venture capital fund, and who is completely following this independent DNA of Euronews. So Euronews is an amazing case of being lucky enough to have a fantastic, let's say, harmony between the independence of the output that we produce and the support and the financial support of the private entrepreneurs who are here with us. We have plans that we cannot reveal. The fact that I'm here is certainly a sign. So, of course, Euronews is here to expand everywhere in the world, and especially in this region, which of course shows a very strong growth. And I'm absolutely convinced that from a very healthy foundation that we have already with the country, much more will be to come. Yes, and at a personal level, I could think that no, but there may be some things coming. I'll speak with you soon. I don't know if it will be. It will be co-exclusive. It's of course the core of the core. The question is that now, if you want to radically increase your audience, you won't do it through traditional platforms. The audience now is on the World Wide Web and on the social networks. These two territories are commercially owned by who we know, Meta and Google. So we can grab a huge audience there, we can grab additional revenue there, but the piece of the cake has to be shared with them. And it looks like for the time being, we didn't find a way to increase our part of the cake. So this is something interesting, yeah, equally that is facing us.